Let's understand what happens when we refuse to move on. Let's talk about three most important aspects that will help us to move on. Hello everyone. We often come across situations in our lives where we experience personal loss, heartbreak, failures, rejections, and even more difficult moments. And most of the time, we tend to get stuck and struggle to move on in our lives for a long time. Let's understand what happens when we refuse to move on. Let's say you experienced a heartbreak, for example, a year ago, and now a year has gone by. When you refuse to move on, the major part of you remains in the past and not in the present. This stops you from being the person that you are expected to be and experience a life to its fullest in the present. Let's talk about three most important aspects that will help us to move on. The first one being acceptance. It is key for us to accept our struggles, situations, and setbacks that we are faced with. We cannot remain with the question, why did such a thing happen to me? There are things that occur in our lives which you and me don't have control of. When you accept your situation, you become resourceful to handle it better. The second aspect is to forgive yourself. Forgiveness is the greatest virtue, and one of the most important persons that you need to forgive is yourself. We all tend to make mistakes based on our limitations or ignorance. Steve Harvey once beautifully said, "You cannot drive the car forward looking at the rear view mirror." In order for us to become a better person, we need to stop dwelling on our past mistakes and forgive ourselves. The third and most important aspect is forgiving others. Surely there are people in our lives who would have hurt us intentionally or unintentionally, but we cannot continue to focus on the hurts, grudges, resentment, and hard feelings. As the famous saying goes, we holding on to resentment is like we drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. When you start forgiving others, you set yourself free. Moving on is moving forward. It's high time that you stop confining yourself to the past. I encourage you to look ahead with hope and start taking that step forward, which will help you to experience the beautiful life which you already have. I'm sure you will consider this. Talk to you soon.